But we've also got Skeleton Crew, a show which I'm fairly convinced that not a single person in the human race gives a shit about.
No,
it's almost tempting to be like, all right, everyone vote. Did we just make up a Skeleton Crew, or is it a real project?
I know.
There is Jude Law Wood. Shout out. You don't want to see the pirate Jedi, Jude Law, Jude Law Wood with the normal everyday houses? Yeah, Theory seems to be excited for this just because he thinks it'll be non-offensive. Just be something that won't ruin lore because it's New Jedi Order.
Probably will, though.
Yeah, that's not a reason to get me excited. That's just whatever. Yeah, but
I'm gonna pass.
The thing is, it probably cost a lot of money to make. It's live action. They got Jude Law in for it. Like, that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So it's probably quite an expensive show. But
Disney streaming, I guarantee it was expensive.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
they can magically just make money disappear.
I can already see the Black Series going on sale right now for discount as soon as they come out, like Acolyte.
What is the current price tag on the Acolyte? Because every time I check,
300 million was the last official one we heard through those tax documents.
Jesus Christ! In fact, no. Jesus wept on this one.
And there's still hiding money somewhere.
Could you make?
Still probably not the full figure.
What's great about it is you can see every last dollar on screen. When you watch
for sure.
Wow, what an impressive show!
I blame that pronoun beaver.
Basil cost about 100 million on his own.
See, Basil.
The Skeleton Crew. That has to be a perfect example of who asked for this, because Hollywood have been doing a lot of that. Who asked for this, and who the hell wanted the Goonies in space? Like, nobody. If you'd have asked the general fan base, well, what kind of Star Wars show would you like? They'd probably say, I don't know, a pod racing show. Just something fun, something entertaining.
They never do anything that makes sense.
They're going to rip off the comics. Jude Law Wood will be a Cade Skywalker insert who was sort of a pirate Jedi, do his own thing, and they're just going to steal it.
The closest thing we ever get is a show where it's like a show all about Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're like, oh, and then you find out what it's about, and you're like, why'd you choose the worst possible thing? Why?
Well, they're talking about a season 2 for that now as well. But Skeleton Crew, I think it might be one of the better Disney Star Wars things solely by virtue of it being inoffensive, because it is so unasked for, because it is evidently a kids thing, because they are basically going to be copying from all the promotional material, all the shots we've seen from the cast interview, or sorry, the writer's interview, and they talked about going and pitching it to Kathleen Kennedy as this Amblin-style production, and they read that as, okay, let's just do E.T., but in Star Wars. And it's going to be a very friendly thing. I don't think it's going to matter at all to anyone in any conceivable way, but it might not come out and be the most offensive thing in the world. Having said that, it probably now will be, because I've sort of made that
we jinxed it.
I mean, what's funny is we were like, it'll be one of the greatest things they have made. So not very good.
Not good.
Truly the lowest of low bars.
What it has going for it and against it is it's coming out at the same time period of the New Republic struggling. So we know everything's going to be bad and fall apart anyway. So go ahead. You're not stepping on any lore we care about.
The thing is, with the New Republic, everyone in it is so retarded. I genuinely want them to fail and get massacred, because the galaxy will be better off without the New Republic.
I know.
All that's going to happen. The cycle of Star Wars now is big group of retards get replaced and killed by a big group of retards, get replaced and killed by a big group of retards. It's just that's infinitely happening.
The Schlurpo cycle.
Okay. This is just
oh my god, it's the retard saga.
Remember
it's a good spot.
We had the first order in TFA and stuff, but he called it the final order in Rise of Skywalker. It was like, oh boy, what does that even mean? I don't even know. Woo.
You have two orders. Skip from the first to the last. It's not exactly good. I've already seen that the preemptive defenses for this that are coming out there. All the usual ones who still tweet about the Acolyte are now going on about, we need to protect these kids from the evil racist judges who are gonna come out and be just unbelievably cruel and bully the children off the internet, as though anyone's actually going to do that.
Well, I mean, as Gary said, these kids are in Hollywood. You definitely need to protect them, but not from the racist chuds out there.
There's that, but there's also just the notion of the worst people of the worst people who want to target children and go after them for being actors or something. Be like, do you really think those people are going to be convinced by a tweet from you saying we must protect? Do you think they'll be convinced by Disney saying, "Hey, don't do that"?
Just chill, bro. Chill.
These people would give a shit. They probably would want that reaction. I was just like, listen, the best we could do is just be like, yeah, just as usual, don't harass people.
Yeah.
I hope the kids are better than the ones in the Acolyte, because they were shocking.
Oh, they might be insufferable. The little Orderland, the little blue elephant thing, creature species, I don't know how they're going to do that and make it not look ridiculous constantly, like in actual motion and talking.
They won't. It will be ridiculous.
Like a puppet?
But
It's also
just won't
CGI?
care.
I could see there being a lot of contrast as well because Jude Law is going to be excellent. Same thing happened in that Peter Pan remake. Jude Law was great as
Jude Law's
Captain
reliable.
Hook.
It's just
I mean,
he'll be great in this, but then he'll make the kid actors look even worse, and it's going to get this. You'll have this hideous contrast.
Yeah,
he's still got that movie star quality.
December.
He's going to be like the Tywin Lannister of this, isn't he? Like,
honestly, if he kills a monster, he protects the kids and kills a monster with his lightsaber wherever, everyone will lose their mind. It'll be John Underwood. Hashtag instead of your Lord,
that's
it'll
actually
be John Underwood.
Something I wanted to bring up. If this show is literally just a 5 out of 10, like, and we even say it's fine, you might have I feel like people will go nuts over it because it's been so long in Star Wars since we've had anything that's even okay.
This microwave dinner is a 10-star meal.
It's like didn't give me chronic diarrhea and vomiting. Like, 5 out of 10.
Which, to be honest with you, if it is okay and enjoyable enough, I'll probably be happy enough.
Theory needs he needs to win.
Like the one time we got something halfway decent, like in Andor, nobody fucking watched it and nobody liked it. It's like, what are you doing?
And why are they taking so long on Andor when it was the most popular thing? Well, didn't get the views, but it was the only thing that people seem to love.
It's easily the most critically well received thing in post. Like it's got itself a little fan base going that's been pretty passionate. Everyone's sort of I think there's going to be more eyes on season 2 than 1, just especially with the state of Star Wars in general, but also because we've got Ben Mendelsohn's coming back. There's rumors that Mads Mikkelsen will be coming back. We've obviously got it's going to be linking up with Rogue One, so we're very likely going to have Vader. If they put Vader in the trailer, we'll probably have people watching it this time.
Mahler,
it's the only show will gain viewers compared to everything else they've done, and they've let it go for like 3 years or something now.
Do you think Andor suffered because people were just upset that they weren't getting quality, and then Andor was made super high quality with a bunch of like really good written scenes, and everyone's like, why can't we get other things like that?
I think Andor was like the complete opposite of something like a Kenobi, where you took a bunch of things no one cared about and made it good. As opposed to a bunch of things everyone cared about, made it horrible.
Yeah, this is the problem. It didn't have that. It didn't provide that superficial dopamine hit of like seeing lightsabers and seeing Darth Vader and seeing like all the iconography of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like that's what the dumb fucking like Disney Star Wars fans out there wanting to see. And when you didn't get it in Andor, but it was actually like a pretty complex, well thought out political action story, like.
They're kind of allowed to. They could have if they wanted to. The era would have let them. They had. That's Vader is around. He's very active.
Yeah, but it's like, isn't it amazing that they didn't feel they had to rely on that? It's
no,
like, you know what? We've actually got quite a smart story here, and like we don't need to rely on all that key jangling just to make it work.
We didn't get CG Tarkin. We got Partagaz, who I found really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. Like and that's honestly better. We should probably hope for that. But the thing is, they are allowed to have Tarkin, certainly referencing him, because he would be active. He would be important in the role. And that's what I think is going to happen in season 2. And I think if they've learned anything from season 1, they should probably be like, listen, we're getting you the story, but we're also getting you some fun Star Wars-y stuff that you guys will like, which I have no problem with including. Just try and make it substantive, you know?
Yeah, I think have it part of the story as opposed to something which is tacked on just because you know it's going to get more bums on season. And is like from being, it has the prequel problem of being like a partial story leading up to known events, and the known events, it's Rogue One, which is one of the better received of the Disney era things, but it's not everyone's favorite thing. And then the fact that the broader franchise is completely in the bin, it's not an entry level thing, and I think people need a re-entry level type production, something which is good quality, but also has enough reason on the face just to go and give it your time. Andor is a slow show. If you don't trust that it's going to lead anywhere you give a shit about, you're not going to devote the time to sit through it. It's also not paced particularly well, I don't think, for a weekly. It's got all of these different things working against it, which in the long run make it more popular because the only people going to watch it are people who actually have a mind to, the quality of the thing. But in the immediate term is not going to get people to watch, because why would they? What's the hook?
I think
they picked the most boring character that's ever been in Star Wars to be the lead.
Should have just made Kyle
the worst
Katarn,
character in his own show.
Stole his character.
something's worth considering is Ahsoka did the things, right? Like he Vadered, like that. The internet went wild over Vader turning up and Anakin and blah blah blah. But like, what's Ahsoka's reputation right now as a show?
It's horrible, and we only like the Anakin scenes.
Everyone finds it to be like. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. But like I said, Andor has just gradually built up its own little corner of the Star Wars fandom, and they're ready. So if season 2 is really good, that'll be nice and everything. But it's funny how that will make zero difference to the state of Star Wars, no matter how good it is.
And Ewan McGregor. I would say, were Ewan McGregor asking for a second season of Kenobi, and he's saying, "I wanted more flashbacks with me and Anakin." It's like, yeah, we all wanted that.
I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. Live action Clone Wars. Why not?